with the spirit of the adventurous souls who rounded Cape Horn and braved the jungles of Panama, searching for a better life, filled with gold. Barbary Coast Adventures will explore the canvas of the world, sharing in the great outdoors, and returning with intriguing tales and exquisite tastes from around the globe. Hi, I'm Chris Turner, and on this episode of Barbary Coast Adventures, we're headed out to Tomales Bay, where we're going to build and then paddle our own bidarkas, which are the ancient precursor of today's modern kayak. Also on our food segment, we're going to stop in at Manka's Inverness Lodge, where Chef DeLong is going to prepare for us one of his seafood dishes. Let's get started. Today's modern kayaks have evolved from the Aleut original, but a renaissance of the ancient design is making a comeback with many kayak enthusiasts. Marcus Daniels, a carpenter by trade, is at the forefront of a kayaking revolution. Through him, 5,000 years of Aleut oral tradition are being passed on to a new generation in much the same way.
When I first started building the skin boats, it was purely from a point of passion. There was no job for a guy who could build skin boats. But I just had to do it. Learning, trying to become better and better at it, studying like an obsessed person to learn about the background of the boats, the cultural aspects of them, going to museums, looking at how the joinery was done.
For years, Marcus perfected his craft. And now, he runs a weekend workshop in Tomales Bay, where he teaches others how to build their own personal bidarkas. Well, we have been working on these boats for a long time, but now comes the part that I know I've been looking forward to. Let's get them on the water. As Marcus and I paddled along Tomales Bay, I was really impressed by how responsive the boat was. And Marcus was happy to have his favorite boat of 10 years repaired and on the water once again. As afternoon fog began to roll in, we became quietly isolated in an ocean of white vapor. By this time, we all agreed we should head in and set up camp. Nestled in the wooded hillsides around Tomales Bay is Manka's. Originally designed in 1917 as a hunting lodge, Manka's is now a welcome refuge for travelers of all types. You know, it's hard to believe that in this peaceful setting, that we're only an hour away from San Francisco.
The history of Manka's is that in 1917 it was built by a group of people as a private hunting and fishing lodge. In 1920 this main building was added to the property, and then later it became a restaurant, and in Prohibition it was a speakeasy. You'll see a lot of the buildings on our premise are embellished with unpeeled local cypress logs, and we've been rebuilding it to look like it's always been here. All our rooms exude kind of the classic lodge feel. Deep plaids, big fireplaces, the cabins in particular, our simple rooms in our main lodge. I think people take people back to another time. I don't think you can really realize what fresh is unless you've actually gone out and seen what a mussel is like 15 minutes out of the water, or an oyster, or asparagus. So we're here primarily because our goal is to serve the best quality food. What we grill on is often called a Tuscan grill, where we're pulling coals from a fire underneath the grill and we're cooking over the coals. We also have deck ovens that are fueled from below by wood and provide a different variety of temperatures. We can actually have infinite amount of control with the fire simply by raking the coals backward or forward. It provides amazing control on the temperature and amazing high heat when we need it. Plus you have the great benefits of the flavor of smoke. And that, you know, it really makes people, I think, in their collective consciousness think about eating.
We have all our ingredients here, so now comes the fun part.
All right, well, we've got our fava beans. We've shucked a few of those for this dish. And our skate. We're gonna fire the skate on the grill. It's perfect temperature. We've got our pan hot. We want to add a little bit of butter to that. Then our fava beans. Got some fresh thyme from Peter's neighbor. We just want the thyme to open up a little bit, bring out the flavor, and then we're going to stop that from cooking with a little bit of white wine.
Wow, that smells good all the way back here.
Now our secret ingredient, fresh cream from a local dairy. And we'll put that back on to cook for a minute or two.
How long are you going to let the skate run?
We're going to cook the skate mainly on one side, but it's just going to take about 2-3 minutes to cook. So it's really quick, nice and easy. Okay, so you're going to need to give me a hand. We're going to add the oysters.
Great. I'll have you know, I hand-selected these. Perfect. This one, and this one also looks really good.
Great. And we're just going to cook these for very briefly, just to warm them through, just so they start to wrinkle. So Chris, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not too much because the oysters are salty themselves. And some fresh cracked black pepper. We want that cream to cook down just a little bit.
That looks great.
Sneak a little taste in there.
Pass muster?
This is going to be it.
All right.
Well, let's plate it up.
This is what it all comes down to. Look at that. Fine local Chardonnay from the vineyard down the road. It's the perfect complement to the fresh local food that you'll find here at Manka's. Thank you, Chef.